Hello everyone and welcome back to day 13 of the 100 Days of UI Design Challenge with Veera. This is going to be the perfect live stream, the perfect UI design for your portfolio, the perfect addition to any portfolio project, and exactly what you need to get your UI design career started. Today's UI is so special and we'll just look into that in just a moment. But before we start, make sure to join the Discord server, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe so you know how hard we work just to bring this to you every single day with 100 Days of UI Design live. This is day 13. I come live every single day at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time or 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Alright, let's just, without any delays at all, let's just jump into what we have for today. This is by far one of the most stunning, epic UI designs we have ever done on this channel. Completely fresh, completely new, and completely demonstrating skills that are needed to show that you are serious as a UI designer. You're free to copy it to your portfolio and it is going to be one of the best projects there. I can clearly guarantee it. There are going to be many special effects that we're going to be using for this one. For example, let's just start with this button. Check out this button. Check out the detail on this button. It just takes trending hits and turns it into a beautiful arc. It also has this beautiful text, which is a great font family, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. Also, there is so much to highlight with this font family. You can just have a custom underline, you can also have custom font commas and stuff like that. These buttons are to die for. Most beautiful thing ever. Check out this logo. It's so detailed at this point, like all these little trees, and I'm not sure if it's visible right now. Let's just give it some time. All these little trees, clouds, sun, it's an near exact replication of the illustration in the center. You also have this really nice center line set up with stuff on both sides. There's also a left and right alignment, kind of wavy section. Both waves, you have waves, and everything just looks so super duper on point. Make sure to click that subscribe button, make sure to like this video so you get notified for these videos every single day as I come here live every single day at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Alright, let's just directly, without any delays at all, let's just jump into how we can make this beautiful, perfect for your portfolio UI design. Just check out how wonderful this looks. I'm not even going to say anything on how wonderful it looks. It just looks like the perfect project for your portfolio. All right, let's just get started. So we'll just immediately we'll go back to our project file. The very first thing you're going to do is go to Google or Firefox. It truly doesn't matter. Click on or type Figma downloads. And once you've found the link, you're going to go to figma.com/downloads. Say hi in the chat, everybody. Welcome to day 13 of the 100 Days of UI Design. Alright, now you're just going to install your desktop app for macOS or Windows, depending on which device you're at. Complete the instructions in the installer, jump back to Figma. You're going to be treated to the screen that looks something like this. Go and click on the plus sign at the topmost section. Click on a new design file, and that's it. That's the very first step to making your very first UI design file. Alright, next let's just start by creating a frame. Since this is a desktop display, you want the frame to have a full complete desktop width and height, and that's going to give you 1920 by 1080 pixels of width and height. So we'll just click on frame, click in the center and resize it. 1920 by 1080 is going to be the width and height for this frame. Of course, this actually is a scrollable UI, which means later on we'll have to increase this 1080 height and increase it even more, just so we can scroll everything perfectly. But right now, while we are getting started, for its most basic part, we are going to just start with this. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to start importing our images. Our images are coming from the Discord group, where we have all the assets that we're using for 100 days. You can just click on Ctrl+Shift+K in Figma to import images. This is going to be the day 13 complete folder that you're going to find of all the images that we're going to be using for this UI design, and also every other day of UI design that we have planned, every day that we did have, every day that we are having, every day that we will have, every single day of UI design, assets, images, any questions, whatever it is you want to add up, follow up, just go to the Discord server, join it. It is the first link in the description, and it'll be so worth it. Let me just place the Discord link for you guys to see in the chat as well. Just give me a moment, because some people are new here, and it would be so great to have you over at Discord. And also we also have special polls going on at Discord as we speak on the future of this UI design journey, and that's something you can only find once you join the server. Hold on, let me just copy and add the link to the live chat. Alright, so you can join the Discord server, and it's the link in the live chat. You can basically at this point you will basically start to find all of your assets and images. You will be given a folder, a beautiful folder that has all of these images, everything that you're going to need. You're going to choose your first image, and you're going to click on open, and then you're just going to place all. So that's just going to place this beautiful image for you right in the center. If you want to center align it, just go to this button, and that's going to align everything for you in the center. Now this button also aligns everything for you, but it aligns stuff vertically. Alright, now that we have this part figured out completely, let's just go back and start with the text. So once you just have your image, it's just so simple to just get started with your text. Let's just type explore the most exquisite, and this is just text that I'm placing over here. You can just have any text you want, or you can have some random lorem ipsum text. It truly doesn't matter at this point. We're going to change the font family to Playfair Display. Let's just select everything. The font today that we're using is Playfair Display. It's the font of the day. It is not Playfair Display. Playfair Display is such an amazing font, and you're going to see why. Both the standard setting of Playfair Display and the italic settings, vastly different, very amazing. Both of them work great together. You feel like you're using two different fonts, and you're not. It's the most awesome thing in the whole world. You'll just have to wait and watch to check out how amazing Playfair Display is. Alright, we'll just increase the font size by a whole lot. Let's just bring it to 96. 96 works. 96 is fine. I want to align it to the center. I'll just click on this button once again, and it aligns everything perfectly in the center. Now I can also increase the size if I want, just center align everything. I'll go up to 102. I can dare to do that. Alright, now we've just placed this in the center. Give it some more thickness. We'll just make it bold, and now we'll just select both of these and drag them using your arrow keys down below. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our logo. Ctrl+Shift+K again. You're going to download all of these images from the Discord server. It is the best design community currently online. It's just going to be another different level of fun, you guys. Alright, we'll just add it to our left center. Just place it there. Nothing much to do about it specifically. Then you're going to go right here. You know what? Let's go to resources panel. Click on the plugins section. Type Iconify. This is going to give you your Iconify plugin, and you can also find it from this place. You can also click on Iconify here, but if you don't find it, go to the resources tab. And in your Iconify plugin, it's going to look like in the beginning, the whole thing is going to look like this. So you're just going to simply, very, very simply type menu. And then that's going to give you several different kinds of menu icons. You can choose whichever menu icon you like, but I have my preferences. Again, you can choose any icon you like. These are all of the different kind of menu icons that you can use. Let's just look around and see what we have. The standard hamburger menu. There is also all sorts of menus. We might do a menus video at some point. We might. Where did the menus go? All right, we'll just take one of these and work with them. All right, what menu should we take? Again, I'm just choosing a specific menu at this point. It doesn't matter which one you end up choosing. At the end of the day, we'll just give ourselves one simple last minute to pick out the menu. Let's just go with the most basic hamburger menu there is. Always make sure what library you're taking these from. So currently we're using Material Symbols, which is from Google, and the license is Apache 2.0. Apache 2.0, Apache 1, MIT license, copyright free is always copyright free. So basically you have MIT license, your Apache license, any version. Both of these are extremely liberal to use. You can use them really freely. You can have them for personal as well as commercial purposes. I'm not going to go into MIT and Apache licenses right now, but if you see Apache or MIT written in the license section, you are really safe. It is a good decision. Like, you can use it. If you don't see them, that's when you might want to think a little bit about what you're using. Although these are just common icons, I hardly think there is any chance they're not going to have Apache licenses and MIT licenses for both of these. MIT and Apache licenses are basically the same. There is a little bit of variation, very slight difference. All right, now we're going to start to sort of work with the other parts of this UI. Before we do that, let me just make one thing very clear. If you have a vector which you've imported from a plugin like Iconify, never take this vector and place it directly in your UI design. Never do that. The reason being, once you start to scroll this UI and once you start to make it bigger, this vector will not stay in the same position and it will squish and squeeze to such a weird extent that it's going to drive you crazy. It is going to land you in a world of trouble. Always, when you import different icons through Iconify or any other such plugin, any place, always make sure to keep it in its frame. If you don't like the name of the frame, just rename it to menu, but never take it out of its frame. It's like never take things out of their packaging. But it is actually a good word of advice, good word of warning. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to take this and align him sort of to the left and then drag him out. Just get some basic few things right. All right, now we want to make sure that the spacing between this left side and that right side is equal. The way we're going to do that is, sometimes with your images you also have these spaces which are not accounted for, so even Figma can't tell how wide your image is. If you guys are liking this, just like this video, subscribe to this channel. Figma doesn't know how thick your actual image is. Just take your image, drag it, make it just touch your borders. This is giving us about 46 pixel. You know what, let's just make it 45. 45 is a cute sounding number, and then you're just going to use your arrow keys to shift it to absolutely touch and match this whole thing. We're going to also go at the top and give it a complete spacing of, let's do 50. So just take your sun and make it match. And now that we've taken care of that, we're going to drag this rectangle some more, place it right here, And now we're going to shift our logo as well, shift our menu as well, to exactly match us to a point where everything is perfectly aligned. This is the ultimate test for perfect alignment. That's a good video topic, the ultimate video alignment, thing alignment. Last Wish says, nice ma'am. IG says, thank you ma'am. Thank you to you both for watching. Welcome to the stream. This is day 13 of 100 days of UI design. Just, you know what, we'll also take a couple of user requests from this point forward. Whatever you guys want to see, I'd be happy to bring forth in the upcoming days of UI design, because I come here live every single day for 100 days of the 100 days of UI design. Alright, now we're going to start with our waves, and this is going to be a really important part. This is really going to start shaping up the way things look, and I'm just doing this for layout purposes. The way you're going to do this is you're either going to use the pen tool or you're going to use the Get Waves plugin. In fact, for this video, I'm not going to get into the pen tool because it's difficult to use for a beginner. I'm just going to go right here to my resources section, click on plugins, and simply search for Get Waves. How many of you are having fun? Let me know in the chat. Okay, Last Wish says, keep going, nice contact. Thank you, Last Wish. You're really nice for saying that. Moria says, how can I speak English fluently like you? Moria, it's at some point it just keep on working on it, I guess. Just keep on speaking, and at some point it becomes natural. You should have seen my first client call. The client wasn't even the client didn't speak my mother tongue, and it was the most horrible affair in the whole world. Like, I was fumbling so much. It was the worst English I've ever spoken in my life, and that was my first ever freelance client call. It was quite a disaster if they had judged me for my English. So it doesn't matter in the beginning, and as you go forward, at some point things become fluent enough for it to take off. Himanshu says, it's my first time I'm learning UI UX live. Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome, Himanshu. Welcome to the 100 days of UI design. I am live here every single day, and there is so much more on this channel that's coming up. Stick around, subscribe. In fact, we have a really wonderful content calendar coming up. It's going to talk about how in September we're going to cover AI for UI and complete series on making images, illustrations, stock photography, and fonts, and every other UI aspect that there could be. We're going to have to cover so much, or get to cover so much in this month, that I am so excited, especially the AI part. We're ending this month with a special AI for UI 3-day mini series, which means for 3 straight days we'll have different concepts of. This is Figma. We're using Figma, but we're going to cover up ChatGPT, Leonardo AI, and a couple of other things that are super useful for you as a UI designer, so that AI doesn't replace you. You get to harness the power of AI. Like, we haven't gotten into that at all in this channel, and you're just going to use this Get Wave plugin. We haven't at all gotten into the whole AI for UI thing. This is completely free. Figma is completely free. They have a pro version, but even I don't have the pro version. Whatever I'm using is completely free. I've paid for zero of whatever this is. Alright, so you're just going to use the Get Waves plugin and generate the first wave that you can find. And now is the time to really start playing around with your waves. Just drag it, don't click on anything, drag it, don't click on shift or anything like that, and then drag it some more. So this is going to give you a really nice wave pattern. If you're not happy with your shape, double click it, go right here, take one of these just zoom in, take one of these diamonds. Why are we not getting the diamonds? Just right double click on any of these. Anushka Jain says, you're so confident, Anushka. At some point, you have to get over your insecurities and get over the minor things that make you not want to do this. Like, the reasons for me at this point outweigh any disadvantages at all. Like, the fact that so many people get to join us, so many people get to learn UI design in a way, like, no one is doing internet complete live of weird, fun, complete maximum UI designs before. So the fact that so many people get to watch this live and so many people are impacted every single day is reason enough for me to ditch my own little reasons for not doing this. At some point, it's just you're kind of forced into it, and in a good way. So you're just going to take your wave, drag it inside, and take the frame, and now we're going to start scrolling the frame. So we'll just and see, this is again a problem which I think we're facing, because this is vector format in its very core. So the way we're going to fix the fact that this guy drags like a crazy thing when you start to do absolutely anything with the actual frame is, you're going to go right here, click on frame selection, Control Alt G, and then that's going to give you a beautiful frame, and hopefully it should stop. See, it did stop the whole dragging and weird acting kind of issue. All right, before we get into any of the components that are going to be scrollable, that are going to be usable as scrollable features, we're going to get started with our display font. And up until now we've explored the basic regular Playfair display font, which is a good font, a great font. Next we're going to look at the italics variation of the Playfair display font. So we're just going to type flora and fauna, and you can type anything you want over here. It's just the basic text that I'm using. This is just the most basic thing you can ever do. Increase the font size. Make sure to give it some difference in font size, just so we know we're watching a completely different thing at this point. And change the italics to, change the font to, you know what, let's just go with, what should we go with? Let's just go with semi-bold italics, or let's just go with bold italics. It doesn't matter. We'll just take it, click on this button, it just places everything in the center, and then you're going to use your arrow keys to drag it down. It drags it down the most smoothly ever. Just go to the downward arrow key and you can just drag it down from that point on. We'll just shift it above a little bit, and now I'm happy with the positioning overall. Now I'm going to take this flora and fauna, make sure it is outside of my image frame. This image frame always has to be separate, because our image was a vector kind of image and it was having these stretching, not staying in its position kind of weird child issues. Alright, now that we have taken care of this, we're going to start to add highlights, and highlights are going to be one of the most mind-boggling experiences ever. Go to the pencil tool even, just go to the pen section, click on pencil tool, or just type Shift plus P, and this is going to be the most freehand experience ever. If you're on a laptop, this is going to be much easier. Even if you're using a mice, even then it's going to be quite a nice experience for you. We just click on one section under flora, drag it out, take it back, and then drag it out again. Don't worry if it doesn't look just the way you want it to. Just take whatever you have. Take whatever you have, squish it down, make sure to give it the proper sizing. If you're not happy with the way it looks, you can try a couple of other times. It doesn't usually look perfect in the very beginning. We'll just squish it, and this automatically starts looking well no matter what. It doesn't matter. We'll just change the color of the stroke from right here to a red, and this gives us the beautiful highlight that we were going for. Just to change this, make sure it's always outside of the frame, and just to make sure nothing comes inside the frame, I'm going to lock this frame. And after I lock this frame, I think it's still taking elements. Let's just remove the lock, because there's no need then. Alright, now we'll just add the other highlight that we were having for this UI design, this guy. So we've already done this part, but we have to do this part. The next thing we're going to do is 1, 2, and 3. That's it. This is the simplest thing ever. If you're not happy with the sizing of anything, you can go ahead and do it again. No issues there at all. Go to, you know what, this frame is actually really annoying now, because it's just taking every element that we have. Let's just go with this vector first. Make sure to drag it down just so it's equal in size to all of the others. Take this guy, make it smoother. Alright, this works. Group all of these together. group vector, to select multiple vectors at once, always press the shift key. Once you've pressed on the shift key, you'll have 2, 3 and 4 grouped together, and once that is taken care of, you're just going to take this and place it right next to A, and now you're just one step closer to making this brilliant UI, the only UI you need for the perfect UI you need for your portfolios. Just let it scroll up. All right, just check this out. Majestic, glorious, amazing. All right, we'll just make it bigger, make it wider, of course, and place it right here. Decrease the thickness. All right, now we are going to have, and make sure if the thickness here is 5, you can also make sure this exact thickness is also 5. Let's just go with 4. It'll be a good middle ground, because this looks too thick, that looks too thin. Just give it a 4. This works perfectly now. All right, before we get into the other elements, which are actually quite scrollable and actually go down to the bottom, we'll add a couple of elements here and here. So it's going to make our screen full again. Right now it looks very, very empty. All right, go to the left section, click on Ctrl+Shift+K. This is going to let you import an image in Figma. Click on group 16. This you're going to find all of these images with this folder inside of the Discord group. It's the first link in the chat, the live chat. You know what? Let me just pin this. Oops. How do we pin it? All right, now I've pinned the message. Now this pinned comment is the comment that you're going to click on, which is going to take you to the Discord server, where you can find all of these assets and more. There is so much stuff that's just Discord exclusive for this channel. The Discord members are deciding the couple of design challenges and stuff that we're going to be doing in the next few days, and it's just the most amazing design community ever. Place it right here. Next, you're going to go and click on Ctrl+Shift+K, and then choose, you know what, we're done with that. Let's just give a break, pump the brakes now. All right, now we're going to start adding some text. This text is going to be a couple of lines short. I don't have an exact text with me right now, so I'm going to go back to my plugin section and click on Lorem Ipsum. Lorem Ipsum. This is a plugin by DivRiots, and make sure you're not having any other Mongolia or any other plugins. This is a plugin by DivRiots, and it's actually quite good. So you're just going to create a new text frame and type out let's just do 2 sentences of any kind of Lorem Ipsum that you want. So it's the normal Lorem Ipsum text, plain text, Figma text, crypto text, office text, hipster conversations, pirate talk, pizza talk, Potter talk. We'll just what should we go with at this point? You know what, let's just go with office Ipsum. We want to be professional this time. All right, now let's just get this text right here, and we're going to drag it out. Make sure it's completely here, like completely inside of the frame. It doesn't have to be outside. By the way, this vector needs to get right inside the frame, because again, it is an element of our frame. It shouldn't be outside the frame. All right, now we'll get back to this text. A very good font pairing with Playfair Display is Outfit. Outfit and Enter are the best font pairings with any fancy font, no matter if it's Playfair Display, OI, Sand Creek, all of these Ranchers, amazing fonts, and Playfair Display and Outfit are always going to be your friends. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to reduce the thickness for this text. Make sure to decrease the font size. We'll bring this down to about 14, and then we'll work from there. It's not a final text sizing. In fact, it looks too small, but at least we have a starting point right now. We'll take it, drag it down. I think 22 would work even better. Give it a 22 size. Align everything to the right hand side, and then click on this button to align everything to the right once again. Next, we'll just take it from this section and make sure to Last wish says the video is long but easy to understand. Last wish, that is the goal of this channel. I know these videos are long and that doesn't always result in the perfect little compact tutorial, but it is the most practical way of learning UI design ever in the whole world. It is not the most smallest or easiest one to look at, but it's going to make you a UI designer for sure. What more do we want? We'll just place this on this side of the whole frame and increase this font size as well. All right, this looks quite nice. I'm proud of it. Okay, next we're going to have a beautiful button, and this button is now going to be, I'm going to show you my favorite technique for making buttons. So I don't anymore have text and have well, let's just do explore more. When I just started with UI design, I used to basically do these buttons where I would add some text and then add a rectangle and then change the color of the rectangle, but that is actually not the most easiest, simplest way to make buttons. I'm going to show you the easiest, simplest way to make buttons now. Right click, click on frame selection, click on auto layout, add some padding to the sides, add some padding to the top and bottom, and add a border radius right here. Then just add a fill. 4 steps and you're ready with the perfect button. Choose the red that we've chosen for this UI from the image for the other part. What was it? Yes, this highlight. All right. Make sure to increase the border radius, make it a complete pill kind of button. Change the color of the text to white. Make it bold, semi-bold. Semi-bold works really well. All right, give me a minute. I've been streaking since the morning. All right, we'll just increase the padding on the sides, and now for the one final step which we use, which we don't tell anyone for the most part, is we add a similar stroke. You know what, let's just ditch the stroke. We'll just copy and paste this button now. So now we have another copy of the same exact button. I'm just showing you the simplest steps. Of course, these things can always be improved. There can be more complicated steps as well. I'm going to change the fill of this new button to white. Don't worry about the text color. You don't need to work with it. It's not your headache anymore. Go to the stroke and change it to the red that we were using for the button. We just make it thicker, bring it to about a 4, bring it right here, make sure it is in front of the button, offset it slightly to the left and to the bottom, right click, click on send to back, just right click right here and send to back, and then that's going to give you this amazing looking, unique, minimalistic, new, awesome, colorful UI button. I would love to see these buttons in real beginner UI designers portfolios at this point. Like, I don't see them at all, which is such a shame because this is a gap in the market. Check out how well this is coming along. Like, would you not choose this portfolio over any others? And this is just me throwing facts in the face of reality. We'll just that sounded too good, too weirdly biblical. Anyways, we'll just change the font size to a 28. I think it looks good. You can change it around a little bit more. You can change around the padding. Click on this button, change around the padding, and that's going to give you a whole lot of control over everything that you're using. All right, let's just jump to the next scrollable section. We'll just drag this below a little bit. Go and choose the red color that we were using right here. You know what? Let's just ditch this red color for once. Let's just go to the background color that we were using. Use our this color picker tool and get this color from the top, and we are 90% done towards getting this beautiful UI design made. It's one of the most wonderful ones you're ever going to come across. This is going to be so much fun, you guys. You know what, this looks too light now that we're comparing it back. Let's go right here, choose a red that we like, or if there isn't a red that you like, just get the color from this page, reduce its opacity. We can bring it down to about a 34. This looks good. make sure to align everything. You can choose this button and align everything perfectly in the center. And now that we have this ready, we'll make ourselves a rectangle now. So just make a rectangle that occupies the full 1920 pixels of width. And now we're going to start applying a special effect. So copy and paste this exact vector and take it below to your newly created rectangle. Align it completely with this guy so they're both kind of overlapping each other, and just select them both. Click on shift to select two different things at the same time. Go to this button, and now I'm going to show you something truly magical. You're going to click on, you know what, let's just bring this vector, before we do anything, to the front of, so to bring it to the front of this rectangle, right click on the vector, select the vector, right click and click on not frame selection, click on bring to front, and so it's going to bring the whole thing to the front. If you realize it's inside of frame 2, which it's not supposed to be inside of, you're going to take this vector, bring it above frame 2. Never put it inside this frame, because this frame is where your image houses and you don't want to mess with this. This frame is the only thing stopping your image from squishing when you increase the size of your frame. Alright, now we're going to take this guy, place it above the rectangle. So now this rectangle and this are both looking pretty nice. Alright, did we do something? I think we did. Let's just Control Z on everything, because we did a highlight section filter first, which was actually a bad decision in hindsight. Alright, this looks good now. We'll just take these both, place them outside of our frame, take the first vector, place it above the rectangle, and you know what, okay, this does look weird because it's having a little bit less opacity. It's basically translucent. We've selected both of these by clicking on shift, and now we're going to go to this button and click on, what should we click on? Let's click on subtract selection. All right, check this out. This shape is now been transformed to a wavy section. So amazing. Like, I have no words to describe this. I am completely speechless, and I'm going to just drag my cursor to create, like, sort of drag it around to select two shapes, or you can click on shift. You know what, let me just make this a little bit smaller. Just go right here, go to this subtract, and you can just work with this subtract if you want to. Double click on this and change the shape if you want one last time, because after this you're not going to get much opportunity. And go to your subtract, click on flatten selection, and that's going to give you one simple shape that's called subtract. You can also rename it to anything else. And now we're just going to get these two and we'll group them together, call union selection on them. We're going to take this union, it's simply a group right now, and again click on flatten selection. With those three simple steps, we've created this wonderful wave that is now a simple standard shape. So it doesn't have any other elements, it's just one shape, one big shape at this point. It's an amazing wave, mind-blowing concept. Again, union selection, subtract selection, divide and exclude, and flatten are going to be such big friends at one point. So this button is this trend. I don't want sticky keys, Windows, don't annoy me again. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to look into designing a new section, the one at the bottom. We'll just open up our screen. All right, now we see this section that we have one side aligned to the right, one side aligned to the left. The right side houses your text, the left side houses your image. So you guessed it, next we're also going to import our images. Control Shift K, shortcut to importing images. Take the 4E313 kind of image, the one you get from the Discord server, place it, oops, don't place it. When you get these blue highlights, you are in trouble. Never place it like that, unless I tell you to, or someone tells you to. Click on open, just place it over here, drag it inside, and now you'll start to see the actual colors of the images that we're working with. There is a very high chance that the red you have chosen up until this point for this section is not a practical one. So you want to take this red and you want to adjust it basically to get to a shade where everything looks harmonious. Getting to a point of complete harmony is going to be really difficult with this red. We'll just give it a complete 100% opacity, and this looks good. You can just copy my color FFD1CC and that's going to give you the complete absolute control over this text. All right, now we're going to start adding our text, and this text is also going to have a special effect, so do not miss out on that. We'll just add some text over here, and basically what should we add for the text? Let's just copy welcome to Redwood National Park. All right, welcome to, if you guys stick around for till the end, there is a special surprise for you as well. Just stick around till the end. I don't want to spoil it. There is a special surprise at the end of this video. All right, this is now our text. We'll just drag it on this side, make sure that everything is aligned on the right hand side. Reduce the font size a lot, maybe bring it down to 64, and you can see that this font size and this font size are actually different. So this is supposed to be bigger than this guy, so always keep that in mind. And you know what, this is supposed to be also bigger than this guy as well, so we're going to have to make it bigger at some point. This font size is currently 144. We've got to make that one bigger. We'll just give it to 156. You know what, 156 is too much. 144, how do you work? Nope, not working. 120. This works completely fine. Let's just give it a 124 and we can just leave it at that, because it looks fine. It looks more than fine. It looks beautiful. Now we're just going to take this text, drag it right here, change the font size to 80. 80 works really well. And now we're going to go to the fills, change this color to a red. You know what, it still looks like there is less contrast, so we might want to change this color some more right now. This looks even better. FFE1DE. And if you're not completely happy with the red, it's always a good idea to change this red to something darker maybe, but I think I'm just going to stick with the one I have. All right, FF442F. All right, now we're just going to place it right here, align everything to the left, and we're going to take this group, the one that we had taken right here. So we'll just go and zoom in. We made this a couple of moments ago. We'll just take this group 19, copy and paste it. This will give us this beautiful group 21. We're going to take it and place it on the left hand side. All right, now that we have this group 21 in front of us, right click on bring to front, and then you're just going to place it just so that Redwood is highlighted. All right, now we will get back to adding some text. Before we do that, make sure to check what the spacing between two consecutive lines is. If the spacing between your lines is too much, it's going to not look as nice as you wanted to, so you're just going to have to adjust it. 132.6% is a good number. 132.2 would be my number of choice. You can always type these numbers out yourself as well. Don't type out 132.2 pixels or just 132.2, because 132.2 means 132.2 pixels. You want percentages, which are different values. All right, now we have this ready with us. We'll work on the spacing for this guy by creating false rectangles, but for now let's just concentrate on the task at hand, adding some description text. So we do see right here we have some beautiful description text, and we're just going to copy and paste that. It actually, in this, we'll just right click and bring to front. This text looks good in the top section, but I think this is going to be too weird looking, Eod. After everything is so perfect, I think I just want to copy this text. Like, I'm obsessed now. Welcome to the home of the world's most stunning scenic beauty. We'll just do that. What did I just do? Oops, I think I made a mistake. We'll just remove it. Welcome to the world of, welcome to the home of the, shit, what am I doing? Let's just drag it, make it smaller. Welcome, hold on with me, just, this is going to look so worth it at the end. Welcome to the world, home of the world of the world's most world's most scenic beauty. All right, we can just change the font size a little bit, 32, not 23, 32. This looks much better. No, that's too much. All right, this looks good. We can just get it down to a 30 if you want, but 32 works well as well. We'll just bring it down a little bit, shift it above, place it above using your arrow keys, very important. Take them both using the shift key and group them together. This is going to give you this really nice access bar to basically adjust the spacing in between. And once you have taken care of the spacing, we're going to jump right back into our section. All right, this is now the next section for us, and we're also going to create a button. So we'll just take this button from right here. You know what, we'll just take both of these buttons, group them together, and that's going to be your main button. Copy and paste this button, drag it outside of your frame, and just drag it out. Right click, it's no worry if you don't see it yet, click on bring to front, and that's going to bring your button up to the front. Just place it right here, very simply, nothing too complicated about that. Take this text, also align it to the edge, and you're going to see a red highlighter to sort of highlight that you've reached the edge. This works. See, this now aligns it to everything on the right edge. Check this out, this is perfect. We'll just use the shift key to select multiple things at once, and now adjust the spacing to be sort of equal. Let's just give it a spacing of 16. That should work well. All right, spacing looks fine. You know what, let me just reduce it some more. I'm always so obsessive compulsive about this whole thing, and it really does freak me out when it's not in order. We'll just group it together, and now we'll look into the spacing on both of these sides. Make sure it's equal. The way we're going to do that, again, you guessed it, create a false rectangle, which we're basically not going to carry it over to our final design. You know what, oops, just take this rectangle. Are we not completely using this? We'll just drag this out a little bit more, because I saw it wasn't completely aligned here. Just drag it out on this side as well. This works. Go right here, make it thicker fit. All right, so we have basically 128 pixels of padding right here. We also want to give it 128 pixels of padding on the other side, not more, not less. We'll align it perfectly with the frame, not outside of the frame, with the frame. We've got perfect alignment now. Shift the text to using your arrow keys to match this perfect place. Place it above. All right, this works. This works perfectly for us. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to have some, you know what, we're almost done. I just discovered this right now. I think we're done by this time. Are we? Yes, we are. We have one last thing to do, one absolute last thing to do. Now you're going to do this for fun, because it adds the special effect that we never really had. You're going to go right here, you're going to go to your pen tool and try this as an activity. Place it, drag it. Again, place it, drag it without releasing the cursor. Place it, drag it. You're just basically replicating this clouds that we had. Place it, drag it, and place it, drag it without releasing the cursor. You're basically replicating two of the clouds we had to place in random positions, so that it just works as a theme. They don't just look like images plopped out of nowhere. They're not so abrupt. Again, go right here, place it, drag it, place it again, place it, drag it, place it again. Don't leave the cursor. Don't worry if it perfectly doesn't align. It doesn't need to. These are clouds. These can be of any shape at all in the whole world. Select this guy, place it, drag it. You know what, just place it, drag it. Nope. Place it, drag it. You might want to do these a couple of times. Make this diamond come right towards the corner. Place it, drag it. And now we have two beautiful clouds with us. We're just going to keep the stroke for now. but at the end we'll remove the stroke, so keep that in mind. We'll just take our first cloud. Oops, click out of it. Take your first cloud. No, if this image is getting selected but you don't want it to be selected, click on the lock tool. It won't cause any problems again. And then you can click on the lock tool again, and that's going to fix things for you. Hold on, let me just put the charger in, otherwise it's going to give me a ton of trouble later. Done. Alright, you're just going to take your cloud. Where were we? We need to take the cloud, copy and paste it. These are the master copies for clouds. We'll just place it right here. Remove any stroke. Increase the fill. Change the fill to white. Right click and send to back on this guy. Now take this wave background that we have and send it to back as well. So now you have this beautiful white cloud in front of you. We're also going to do this with the other cloud. Copy and paste it. Take it right here. Wherever you want some attention, something interesting going on, these are a beautiful way to add that variation. Complete the fill, add something, make it white, send it to back, and then click on your main wave and send that to back again. So it's firstly this goes behind everything, and then this guy goes behind that guy, which goes behind everything. So it's just one repeated process. Alright, now we'll just take two of these. Because we don't want any more replicas anymore, we'll just take both of these as it is. You can also create a couple of more replicas, add it wherever you want to add it to. We'll just take these vectors, place them right here. We don't want this image to get selected all the time. It causes a ton of trouble. We'll just lock it. Again, you can also create a frame for this image as well, this guy, because if you started scrolling, if you started adding more pages, it would cause you a ton of trouble. So just right click and click on frame selection. Alright, now we're going to basically, you know what, let's just lock the frame. Then if you lock the frame, then everything inside it also gets locked, and that's pretty nice as a feature. So we'll just go back here, place this cloud. I like where it is positioned. I'm not going to change it too much. Place it right here. Use your arrow keys if you're not happy with the exact positioning. Take this cloud and you can place it anywhere you like. It's completely random. Remove any strokes, increase the fill. How are you going to get this color? You're going to get this color from inside of your sun, and then you're going to reduce its opacity. So this is a good color when you take it towards the left to have on your screen. Right click, send to back. Perfect. We'll just go to the other one as well. Really similarly, we're just going to add a fill, reduce any stroke, and add a beautiful green, and then just basically take it to the other side. We're almost done, you guys. Just so close to getting done. This is so much fun. And then right click and send it to the back. You can also take this red color if you want, but I like the green a little bit more. You know what, we could do to the red. We could if you wanted to. We absolutely could. Just shift it above. Maybe increase this 20 to about 24, because there is not much going on, and that's this beauty of the simplistic design that we're using. And that is it. This is the most wonderful UI design for your portfolio as a UI designer, which you can use in the whole world. We're going to start presenting this now. We're just going to go to this frame, click on this right here, and I'm going to show you a special effect as well. You're going to go to this button. When the user clicks on this button, you're going to go to the prototype section. When the user clicks on explore more, you're going to give it this, basically this wave. Scroll to this wave. Scroll to the union wave, and you're going to scroll it with animate function. You're going to use the gentle timing feature. And now when you start presenting your UI, absolute magic starts to happen. If it looks weird at first, don't worry, click on fit width, and it's going to fit the width of whatever your device is. This is going to look beautiful. I'm just going to click right here, and check this out. We didn't even plan it in the beginning. This is so spur of the moment. Beautiful animation, beautiful UI, completely ready for your portfolio. You know what, let's just do a fun, cool experiment for everybody watching. We'll just hold on a minute. I'm not too happy with the positioning of the cloud, and I'm going to be mad if I don't fix it. Alright, I fixed it now. Let's just close all extra tabs. We'll share this prototype with all of you guys in the chat. Copy the link, and so everyone who's watching can join us right here, and we'll see anonymous or people who are watching right here in Figma. We're going to go right here, go to our live chat. Where is our chat? Oops, I forgot where the chat is. We'll just place it. Yes, you can use grids, but grids give me a headache. You can use grids for the rectangles, but personally I hate grids for some reason, so I just don't use them. You can use grids are completely fine as well. All right, the last wish is saying waiting for the surprise. After this is done, we'll get to the surprise as well. Check this out, guys. Everyone who's watching this will be visible. We'll give this a moment to let the chat view it completely, and everyone who's watching this will be able to view it right here. All right, and now while you guys look into it using your chat, let's just give you guys some time to come here and explore around. Let me just get into the surprise. Let me just without any delays at all, let me just get into the surprise. Just hold on a minute and let me just get into the surprise. Give me a moment. I hadn't even planned having this surprise in the show in the first place today, but I think here we are, and that's the whole end of the story. We have designed the second section of this UI using this image on this corner, but there is also an other opposite version of this exact UI that sort of looks like this. If enough of you guys type Y in the chat, which is for yes, or you can just type yes in the chat. If I get a couple of yeses in the chat, we can make this on stream as well. This is the opposite of this. It uses this beautiful square UI design. Let's just see what the chat says. The surprise for today is last wish says yes. All right, I think a couple of people are also adding their own comments. Should we do it today or should we do it in tomorrow's stream? Because both of those are going to be possible options. Today or tomorrow. Just type today, tomorrow, whatever it is. SQLED also says yes. Should we do it today or tomorrow? Just type today if you want it today and tomorrow if you want it tomorrow. Really quickly. Tomorrow works well. SQLED says tomorrow. Himanshu Awale also says tomorrow. Last wish also says tomorrow. All right, we will join you tomorrow. Make sure to come back here and we'll make this other variation. This is going to be so much fun as well. And when you add both of these to your UIs, there is actually going to be so much visibility to your portfolio because of the variations that you can do, the squares and shapes that you can play around with. This is asymmetrical, but it still works. This has been one of the best streams I have ever done in my life, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow. We will design this wonderful surprise. It is going to be the most fun stream ever. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. You know what? Wait a minute. Himanshu Awale says how to make mood boards. Himanshu, I'm going to have a complete video on making mood boards really soon, like on this channel. So just subscribe, click on the bell icon, you'll receive notifications. We'll get into mood boards as well. All right, bye.